In five. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Gritty Hour. I have a very special guest today. I have Beatrice Moritz, who's a well-known photographer located right here in Millbrook, where I am. Welcome to the Gritty Hour, Beatrice.
Thank you, Tom.
Yeah,
Thanks
we're
very
on it.
much.
We're honored to have you. So I know you've photographed presidents. You've been in galleries. You've been in a lot of different places. You also do some local photography. Tell us about how you got started in the photography business.
Well, I go back all the way to the film days. Um, I had a Nikon F2 that someone gave me, and I took some classes at ICP in the city in black and white and printing.
Hmm.
Um, and then I did that for a while and was kind of aimlessly photographing bands, and then started about 20 years ago to get actually paid to do it.
Did you ever photograph in CBGBs?
Yes, I have photographed in CBGBs.
Wow.
Yes.
Geez, I hope you didn't photograph. I was in a band that played at CBGBs. I hope you didn't photograph us.
Really?
So
What was the name of your band?
I was called the Sleepers. We played one time. Healy didn't like us, so. But anyway,
Oh,
so you started recording around the club scene or the rock would be the new wave scene? Would that be the era that you started in, or?
yeah, it was the mid 90s.
Okay, so later
There
than
was
that. Okay.
one band in particular that I was photographing that I kind of became obsessed with.
Hmm.
Um,
Was it a
and
band of
then,
note?
well, they were incredible and they had 12 record labels that wanted to sign them. And they ended up going with Island Records, which is, as we know, Madonna's record label.
Hmm.
Um, had a great album that came out, but then broke up.
Ah,
So,
what was the name of the band?
unfortunately, Swimmer.
Swimmer. Okay. Yeah. That.
Yeah,
Yeah.
great music.
Was it grunge or what was whatever the style was in the 90s?
No, I'm gonna say it's kind of like Radiohead meets Bowie.
Okay. So like an artsy post new wave ish,
Yeah, yeah,
for want of a
something
better
like that.
description. Yeah. So
Yeah.
and that led you to get your photography noticed. I'm just curious how you got into galleries, and I know you were written up in the New York Times. And
Well,
how does one get from
uh,
point A to point B in your business? That's really what I'm asking you.
honestly, I was really just photographing aimlessly, and then I come. This goes back to World War II, believe it or not. I come from a family. My mom's a Holocaust survivor. My dad's side is German, and his father was shot down over Libya on the
Wow.
German side. So my preamble is because war, I've always been really anti-war. War has always been discussed in our household. And really in 2003, actually it started with 9/11.
Mm-hmm.
Um, as we were heading, into a potential war with Iran, not Iran, I'm sorry, Iraq.
Iraq and
Uh,
Afghanistan. Yeah.
yeah, I just started photographing all the anti-war marches and eventually started volunteering for a campaign in '03 and photographing the candidate and just kind of took off from there.
Mm-hmm. Which candidate in 2003 would it have been? Who ran against Bush? Uh,
Um,
John
there was a
Kerry?
wide field, if you
Okay.
recall. Yeah, there were, I got in early while there was still primary, and there was a guy running named General Wesley Clark,
I remember him, yeah.
who my father really liked, even though my father's been a lifelong Republican.
Mm-hmm.
He really liked Wesley Clark. And I thought, wow, this might be a guy that, appeals to both sides, kind of a moderate,
Mm-hmm.
achieved a lot. And so I started working on that campaign
As a photographer or just volunteering?
as a volunteer, initially volunteer coordinator,
Mm-hmm.
meaning like giving speeches, interviews, organizing,
Mm-hmm.
but always taking photos along the way. And then when he uh, dropped out and John Kerry became the nominee, I worked for John Kerry. And then just from there, went on to other campaigns.
Mm-hmm. I remember Clark. He was sort of well, he was a Democrat, but he was sort of kind of in the same political stripe as John McCain, maybe.
Yes.
Somewhere in the middle, which is where I like to be. But
Yeah.
mm, yeah, I
Yeah.
remember him.
I'm glad you brought up McCain because to me, I liked McCain a lot too. I don't really think, we all have to agree on everything. And he just had a lot of, heart and
Hmm.
he was a great guy. So yeah,
Yeah,
Clark was definitely like McCain.
yeah, I appreciated John McCain myself. So that because I know you've been noted as a photographer of, uh, well, I don't know if Bill Clinton so much, but definitely Hillary Clinton, right? And
Yes.
and subsequently, or prior to that, maybe Barack Obama, President Obama. So you were in the inner circle.
Well, I found my niche, I
Hmm.
really enjoy working with politicians. It feels like I'm, part of something and maybe making a little bit of a difference. And yeah, I just found my niche and something I really enjoy doing.
Hmm. Well, that's cool. Do you mind if I show the folks? I say this every podcast, but those who are watching on YouTube rather than Spotify or Apple, if you're on Spotify, Apple, or Google or whatever, you can just click on the show notes because a link to her Instagram page will be there. But if you're on YouTube, I'll show it to you right now. Um, if I figure out how to do this, I just did it. All right, so that's your Millbrook, New York page, right? Let me just
Right.
let me do some technical stuff here. Pretend I know what the hell I'm doing.
You're doing great.
Hey, there you go. So there's your. Well, that's what made me bring up the politics in the first place because it says right on your Instagram, HRC and Obama photographer. Um, so I just want to show some of your work, which is on your Instagram page. So is there always a political flavor to your photography, or do you? Because you also photograph a lot of stuff here around here in Millbrook, which is a lot of beautiful scenery around here.
Yeah, buying a house up here almost 10 years ago really
Hmm.
changed my life. I
Hmm.
mean, who wouldn't want to photograph up here? There's so much beautiful nature. So,
Yeah. But as I was looking at this the other day in preparation for this podcast, I did see you like the scenery around New York City. You kind of capture some of the vibes and some of the neighborhoods pretty well too. Um,
yeah,
are
thank
these?
you.
Yeah, like I'm just looking at it now again, and oh, Madeline Albright. So, did you ever
Yeah.
go to the White House for any photographic sessions?
Uh, a couple of times, but honestly, my area is the Northeast.
Mm.
That's just where, whenever anyone from the White House would come up here, I was usually the go-to photographer. So I didn't really have to go that far.
Yeah, well, that's yeah. And you worked on the Hillary campaign as a photographer?
Yes.
Hmm.
Yeah.
In both campaigns?
I'm sorry?
Oh, didn't she run twice? No. Yeah, didn't she run against
Yes.
Barack Obama first
Well,
in the primary?
she ran for Senate, right? And I worked on that campaign. That was
I
2006.
could have sworn she ran for president and was defeated by Obama in the primaries.
Yes, she was. That was in
Okay.
2008.
Yeah, right. That's what I
Um,
thought. Yeah.
yeah.
So is that when you first hooked up with her? Because she then subsequently photographed President Obama too.
Well, I started photographing her when she ran for the Senate
Mm-hmm.
successfully, right? And became a New York senator. And then, yeah, when she ran for president. And then I was very lucky when she didn't become the nominee to go on and work with President Obama for the next 12 years. So,
Mm.
um,
So how does a photographer work with a president? It sounds like it would be a difficult task for number one for availability and number two for access and all that stuff. It's got to be a scheduling nightmare, no?
well, I basically photographed a lot of private events,
Mm-hmm.
small events that he would attend.
Mm-hmm.
And I discovered, something I didn't know about myself until I hit ripe old middle age is that, or yeah, a little younger, but
Yes.
um, I do really well under pressure. I can
Hmm.
focus really well if there's a lot of chaos around me, and I think that's served me well.
Oh, really? So you
But
zone everything out except the subject at hand. Right?
yeah,
Oh, good.
yep,
Just to backtrack and get away from this for just a second, you said you started out in using film. Are you exclusively digital now?
I am.
Hmm. You just
I
find it
am.
a simpler procedure. Do you find any artistic differences in the process in terms of what the final product is?
Definitely initially. I
Hmm.
mean, I started out 20 years ago when digital was just starting, and the quality's really grown leaps and bounds. And
Hmm.
honestly, as much as I loved film, digital really is faster.
Hmm.
Um, if you're shooting a lot of events, you want to get them turned around. Getting film developed now is expensive and also time consuming.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah, I was when I saw you around the town, we were discussing Barry Cord, who's also a photographer, among other things, and he seems to, uh, the way I see it, he seems to prefer black and white. Do you have a preference, or do you just see some things in black and white? Would be better served in black and white.
I love black and white, and I do think color can be really distracting.
Hmm.
When I shoot weddings, I always make sure that I also include black and white versions of everything
Hmm.
because that's definitely a beautiful way to showcase an image for sure.
Hmm. How did you get written up in the Times? That was another question I wanted to ask you. I'm sorry.
Oh, I wasn't written up in the Times. Sorry, someone just delivered something.
Okay.
I was photographing Hillary about a week ago, and some of my photos were in the Times with a photo credit, and that's the first time my photos have been published in the Times that I'm aware of. So it was very exciting.
Interesting. Very congratulations. Um,
Thank you.
you don't have to answer this, but I always wondered how that worked. Do you get monetarily compensated for that when you get published? One of your pieces get
No.
published? Okay, they just.
Well, not this time.
Hmm.
Not this time. But
Okay.
yes, otherwise, I charge a licensing fee. But they needed photos. I happened to have them, and I, was happy to give them the
Was it
photos.
was it for the paper or the magazine?
It was for the paper. I don't know that it made it to print. It was on the website.
Oh, I see. Okay, very cool. Yeah. What's she up to? Is she,
I think she's relaxing and,
okay. I,
supporting good causes.
I thought I'd get a scoop, but I guess not.
Not for me.
Yeah.
Discretion is one of the most important parts of my job. So
Yeah,
that's
absolutely. I
for
would
sure.
imagine. Yeah. But you do also, in addition to the political, the presidential photographs, you do like to do scenery around Manhattan, which is tremendous. I enjoy it. Um, what do you
Thank
do?
you.
Just like pick a day and and just walk around with a camera and whatever strikes you?
I've always got my phone on me, right? And
Hmm.
honestly, the latest phone takes just wonderful photos. The best camera is the one you happen to have on you, right? It's one of those
Sure.
sayings.
When that moment hits,
Um,
yeah.
and I started a long time ago, probably 15 or 20 years ago. I was inspired by a well-known photographer I knew who would go around, always had his little camera, and his goal was to take one good photo a day,
Hmm.
challenge himself. And so I try to do that. I sort of got in that habit. I've been doing it for years. I kind of like it,
Mm.
you know?
It's like the reporter that always has a pen and pad with him, right? You always have to
Yeah.
have, yeah. Well, I guess, like you said, the advancement in the phones on the cameras on phones are phenomenal, especially like
Yeah.
the iPhone. It just takes stunning pictures, autofocus and everything, right?
It
Yeah.
does. You can take a bad photo with the iPhone. It's a tool like anything that you need to learn how to use.
Right.
Um, and lots of times I've got my real camera, but certainly it has the capability, I think, to take great images. And for me, it's more about the image anyway. If it's a cool image and it happens to be maybe a little flawed, I might still like it. Oh, there's my dog.
Where am I looking? Oh, I see. Yeah. Now, I'm just curious, where in the process do you decide this would be better served in black and white rather than color? Because some of them are black and white. Not a lot, but there are some.
I think when there are interesting faces in an image, for
Mm,
me, I will probably go black and white so that the focus is on the faces.
mm, okay. This photo, and again, I apologize for those of us that are those that are listening to us, but you can go to her Instagram page on the link in the show notes right underneath what you're listening to. Um, this is the photo we're looking at now is of, I don't know where this is, on the west side of Manhattan.
East side,
Oh,
my
that's the east
neighborhood,
side.
yeah.
Okay, it's just I like it with the puddles and the gray sky and the the brown and light brown buildings. It's a really excellent photo. I could see
Thank
why
you.
you needed to shoot that with the gentleman sitting there. So that's why
Yeah,
yeah. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say I'm obsessed with puddles and reflections.
Hmm.
I tend to overshoot those kinds of things.
Yeah, I always try and get behind the artist's eye for a brief second to see where they're coming from. So this one obviously is a little dated. Is this was this for the anniversary you posted this?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
mm, it's a cool picture.
Yeah, I took that actually. I took that in 2001, not too long before
Yeah, where's that from? New Jersey.
tragedy.
Yeah, interesting. So I wanted to also touch on, because you are or his Bill Tony Bennett. I apologize to the guy in the middle. I don't know who that is.
I don't either.
I see Bill. What's his name? Tony Bennett and Bill Clinton. I don't know who the gentleman is in the middle there. So this would
I
be
don't know.
would this be at a Manhattan function or something up here or?
Yes.
Mm,
I'd have to think about where this was, but yeah, in 2008, it looks like I shot it
okay.
in New York City.
That didn't. What's Bill Clinton's daughter's name? Didn't she get married somewhere up here, Chelsea Clinton?
Chelsea, yes, in Rhinebeck.
In Rhinebeck. I knew it was around here. Yeah. This is a cool photo here.
Yeah.
Where do you? Oh, okay. That encapsulates a lot. Actually, has a lot of meaning to this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The funny thing about this photo is somebody commented on there that this is a guy named Radio Man. I had no idea he existed, but he apparently is a guy who rides his bike everywhere and he was just taking a nap and people know him. So
Cool. What part of the Manhattan is this? Is Soho or?
that's also Upper East. I
Oh,
photograph a lot in my neighborhood.
okay.
Yeah.
Hmm. That's an old building.
Yes, very old.
Yeah. I think that's a 48 star flag too. I wonder how long it's been in the. So do you get it? Do you
Oh,
get it? Do you get to have a personal relationship with some of these, like Bill Clinton or Barack Obama? You got like a little one-on-one time when you're doing this work.
well, I mean, they know my name.
Hmm.
Um, and we exchange little words, but my job is behind the camera. I like it that way. So generally speaking, I've had long conversations with President Clinton just because sometimes we're waiting for an event to start.
Hmm.
But in general, that's not really my job. And I'm very happy when they say hello. I'm happy with that.
I would have to think about what I would ask a president if I had time to kill, and just chit chatting with him. So like an Area 54 question or something. Yeah. So well, there's Meryl Streep. Is that Meryl Streep?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah. Yeah. So
She's wonderful.
when you get this kind of work, like how do you get this kind of work? If I was a photographer or a young photographer coming up, is it just somebody you happen to know that puts you into the right circles, or is it just
Um,
happenstance, or is it?
it goes back to initially I volunteered. I mean, I was unpaid.
Hmm.
I, not for long, but I guess that's one way to do it, although I really feel strongly that people should always get paid for work they do. Um, I think my philosophy has always been if you build it, they will come, right? From
Mm-hmm.
Field of Dreams.
Mm-hmm.
If you do a good job, people just hear about you and they tell other people.
Yeah, word of mouth is key.
So
Then, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Um,
I don't advertise.
well, before we delve too far into this, I did want to touch a little bit on the effects because I ask a lot of guests because of what we're dealing with. Um, in all aspects of what they do, I ask them, how did COVID affect your business? So I'll ask that to you too. I'm sure it did.
Yes, it killed it.
Mm,
Pretty much. I didn't work for easily for a year.
wow. So it'd be 20, like the predominant part of 2020.
Yes, 2020 was everything just, well, no in-person events, and I shoot in-person events mainly. So
Yeah.
yeah, crushed
Because
it.
you also do weddings as well. So a lot of them were put on the back burner as well. So, yeah.
Yes,
How did you deal with that? Did you still photograph for yourself?
I did.
Mm-hmm.
I did still photograph for myself. I was lucky enough that I've, have savings that I lived off of for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I Airbnb'd my house for a bit. Very grateful I could do that. That
Mm-hmm.
got me through the pandemic,
Mm.
as well as being on unemployment, right? We were really lucky, a lot of us, to get those funds.
Yeah. Well, that's what we were closed to for just under 90 days. You're familiar with my store here in Millbrook, so that was a rough time for everybody. But someone who's self-employed like yourself and relies on interaction with people a lot, I'm sure it was very tough for you. But you still continued to photograph. Did you do any kind of specific? This is what life is like during a pandemic type photography, or you just went
I
about your?
did.
Mm-hmm.
I did. I actually did here in Millbrook a couple of portrait sessions, right? Taking photos of people
Mm-hmm.
through their windows or on their porches. And I did photograph in the city a lot of the outdoor spaces, the new, when restaurants were trying to figure out a way to make money and stay in business.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
It was very rough on the New York City businesses. Yeah.
yeah.
I still to this day don't understand the wear a mask when you come in, take it off when you sit down. That still makes no sense to me. But do you feel like business is picking up a little bit, or people getting to some semblance of order?
It does feel like that. Yeah. I mean, there was a period at the end of last year when the numbers were going down and I had more work and the numbers went back up. So, things got canceled, but it does feel like things are more stable.
Hmm. Well,
I hope.
you did tell me recently. Well, this new variant that's out seems to be very very easy to catch, but not as potent as the previous variants. So I don't know if that's a good sign or a bad sign. It's similar to the way the 1917 pandemic fizzled out, if you want to call it that. Um, but I was going to ask you, because I know you do weddings and stuff, but you also recently told me you were going to have a gallery event that was postponed because of this, or the last surge, or I'm trying to keep up with the surges, but they put that on the back burner for you too?
Well, actually, it was going to be in August, this upcoming August, but I've gotten so busy with work again that I didn't feel I could devote a good amount of time to it if it's going to be my first show. So
Hmm.
I moved it back myself.
Just out of prudence?
Yes, I want
Hmm.
to be able to do it right.
Hmm.
So it'll probably be beginning of next year.
And where is that going to be, in Manhattan somewhere?
Yes, it's going to be on the Upper West Side. It's called the Master Gallery.
Hmm.
Um, it'll be on my Instagram page. I'll be
Okay.
shamelessly promoting it.
That's all right. We'll be looking forward to seeing it on Instagram. Um, so I saw Meryl Streep before. Have you done any other celebrities, like one-on-one celebrity type photography?
Uh, Only in that some of those people you're talking about actors and
Yeah, anybody that's not a president, that's people know. Yeah.
um quite often if they're at political events, I'll photograph them.
Oh,
But
okay.
off of out of the political world, I haven't really, as far as I remember, done much of that. No.
Hmm. Are you? Is that? That's not. What's his name? Is it? No. Uh,
Oh no, that's an old friend of mine.
oh, okay. Did you? Do you know who I thought it was? The director. I can't think of his name off the top of my head. Um,
Uh, oh,
he looks like the guy that did Schindler's List.
oh, Spielberg?
Yeah, he looks a little
Yeah,
bit.
I
Yeah,
could see that.
yeah. Maybe
It's
because of the
not
sunglasses.
him.
Yeah. Where is this located? This Michael Jackson thing.
Ah, yes, that's at 11th, I think, and first. During I spent part of the pandemic staying with a friend in the East Village, so I was photographing a lot in the East Village.
Okay, that's pretty cool. Whoever did that did a
Yeah.
great job. Before and after Michael Jackson. How,
Yes.
how how long has that been there? That's the first time seeing that photograph. That
I
mural,
think
the
that's pretty
mural
new. Yeah, it's I think it's pretty new. It's done by a guy named Cobra who does a lot of big, beautiful murals like that.
on the side of the old buildings like that.
Yeah, all
Mm.
over the world. All over the
Oh,
world.
it's a pretty cool piece. So I've always said New York has so much going for it, that it's hard
It
for it not
does.
to have a comeback. Is that Michael Jordan with President Obama?
Indeed.
Yeah, yeah.
Indeed. See, I think there's a photo that looks better in black and white.
Where am I looking? This
Oh,
one here?
just Obama with Michael Jordan.
Oh,
I thought
okay.
just,
Yeah.
you know,
Do you feel like it picks up the facial expressions better? Because I've heard that
yeah,
before.
it's about them. It's
Mm-hmm.
about them, not
Mm-hmm.
whatever color suit they're wearing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's a cool photo. I think he has a big Coca-Cola distributorship somewhere, or bottling company somewhere in the Midwest. Michael Jordan
Oh,
has done well for himself after basketball. Did well for himself while he was in basketball too.
yes, he was pretty good.
Now, this was the question I wanted to ask you about Biden. Have you done any work with him?
I did when he was vice president, photograph him a lot, and then was lucky enough to photograph him at the inauguration, but not since. No.
Mm, okay. Well, again, things are really just starting to come back, right? So
Hmm.
I don't know how many events he's done outside of Washington D.C. So, but
Yeah. Not really.
yeah, I wanted to get because you do a lot of photography up here in Millbrook too, and I wanted to show people that page as well, if that's okay with you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you. It's called Millbrook NY at Instagram, and this is your local photography, which is different. It's mainly landscapes and just general scenery around. Is it all around Millbrook or the Hudson Valley in general?
I mean, it's around Millbrook, but honestly, a lot of it is just in my backyard. I have a beautiful, yeah, I'm on the water, so there's so much to photograph there.
Yeah, you're on the brook. That is Millbrook.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Well, we are blessed to be in a beautiful area of the country.
Yeah,
There's no question about it. All right. So where's
gorgeous.
my store in this thing? I'm only kidding.
Well, I'm sure I have put something on there, but
I'm
not
on,
recently.
I'm only
I
kidding.
love your store.
Ah,
I
thank
love
you.
your store.
And this is a great park that we have here in town called the Tribute Gardens, which was, I think, originally built to honor the World War One veterans, and then subsequent uh, engagements after that, they're all honored there, right up to the Vietnam War and beyond. I'm thinking because I know there's a plaque in there for World War II veterans from Millbrook, World War One and Vietnam. But it's a phenomenal park that they keep
Yeah.
meticulously maintain it tremendously. So, but that's a nice capture you have there with the flag. And is that sunset or sunrise?
Oh, sunset. I'm never up that early, but sunset.
Yeah,
Love a good sunset.
yeah. Do you enjoy just walking around town photographing too?
I do. We often get these wonderful old cars,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm obsessed with them. I love to see them.
Yeah, there's a lot of folks in this area that collect the vintage cars. Yeah, you see them in the summertime a lot. So I'm probably not doing this right. There's probably an arrow I can hit to just go through your photos, but
I don't know.
mm, I'm
I
not
don't
familiar.
know.
Anybody who follows us on Instagram will know I'm not familiar with Instagram the way I do it.
You're doing fine. You're
Where is
doing
this
fine.
thing? Oh, is that a
Oh,
toy?
that's
Is that a?
Creeling Gao.
Oh, that's a Krell and Gal. Okay, that's a an
Yeah,
oddity shop right down the block from us. Yeah.
amazing place. Yeah, I love
Mm.
that.
What is that? Just a scale model of the White House or something? No,
It's not the
Monticello.
White House.
Monticello.
It's Versailles. It's Versailles.
Ah, very cool.
Yeah.
Trying to get some sort of scale. I see like a bookshelf behind it, so doesn't look like it's that small.
No, it's pretty. It's like the size of a small table. It's very
Oh,
cool.
wow, nice piece. He's got some phenomenal stuff down there, Jim.
Beautiful.
Mister
Yeah.
Creel. This is his suburban store up here in Millbrook. He has the his main shop. I think is in the 70s, 77th Street in Manhattan. Somewhere I want to say
Yes,
77th.
I
Yeah,
think you're right.
and we do have some phenomenal wildlife up here too. So you captured that pretty
Yeah.
well. Yeah.
Lots of birds.
Hmm. This is all probably right around your house too, right?
Yeah, I literally shot through my window. I don't even have to leave my house.
Wow. Well, it comes in handy in the like these shots. Well, this is the Bank of Millbrook, I think, right?
Yes,
Yeah. Nice
that
shot.
was a blizzard.
You're a
Thank
very
you.
talented photographer, but you know that already, I hope. Um,
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you.
One of the things that are ongoing here in Millbrook currently, as we're doing this podcast, is the demise of Bennett College, which was an old finishing school for women up until the 1970s, and then fell into a long period of disrepair and just, I think it was standing by out of force of habit after a while. But they've totally demolished the building to make way
Yeah,
for a park. Is this Bennett
so
College here?
sad. It is.
Mm.
Yeah.
All of that is
So
gone. So I don't know if you've been over there recently, but I think there's like one
I
chimney
have.
left. Yeah. But
I loved the wreck. I loved it a lot,
a lot
but
of,
I understand where
I was
I'm
going to say, a
now.
lot of people did come to Millbrook just to photograph Bennett College, even in its current state.
Yeah.
You know, I see a lot of people wrote blogs about it and all sorts of stuff. But it's gone now, and there's going to be a park there. I think later on this year it should be open to the public. So I'm looking forward to that. But I could see if you went there as a kid, you know, I'm sure a lot of the women in Millbrook did. I could see the lamentation of it going away, but you know, they had to do something with it. You know,
They
now
did.
here's something you obviously took on a rainy day from your windshield or behind your windshield.
Hmm.
That's pretty cool.
Thank
It
you.
would it would
I
take.
love, that's one of the things I love is shooting is through my windshield, a wet windshield. It's a
Mm.
cool effect.
As a pedestrian observer of your work, I see you do like the fall. Is that your favorite time to do photographing?
I think it's definitely up there.
Hmm.
But now that I have a garden, spring is right up there too, watching everything pop up.
Yeah,
But
it seems
yeah,
like.
fall is very photogenic.
Yeah. Well, I think this podcast won't be out till June, but we're in May as we're talking, and it seems like this particular week, where it's the 10th of May, we finally got some. It seems like permanent spring weather. You know, for however, you know, we've had a pretty cold, chilly spring, rainy, cold, chilly spring. So a lot of people wisely didn't plant until this week. So, because we,
Yes,
yeah, we did have some. Do you plant at your house? Do you have a garden there?
I do. I was in it all day today. It was wonderful.
Yeah. Well, you're probably smart to have waited till now to start planting. So, um,
Well, I cannot lie. I bought a bunch of things a few weeks ago that I've just been waiting. I was like, I always
yeah.
get overeager.
But you were smart to wait because we did have some sub freezing temperatures not days ago, not too long ago.
Yes,
Is this our dear friend Kevin
it
DeMartine at the bottle
is.
shop? Oh my God, is that the bottle shop? No,
That's the bottle shop.
that's the
Yeah.
bottle shop.
Yeah, during the pandemic.
Really?
It's the back, looking at the back side.
Oh, I see it. Yeah, so 44 is behind him.
Yes.
Okay, I got it. Yeah, and that's his departed cat. Trying to remember his name
Dean
now.
Martin.
Dean Martin. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
glad you.
I didn't realize he died. Oh,
He did pass away, the cat. Yeah. But
sad.
does
He was
Kevin know
sweet.
about this photo?
Yes, I'm pretty sure I texted it to him. This was during the pandemic and he was trying to get his things organized. That's why there's a lot of stuff there,
Yeah.
although there usually is. But I love
Uh,
him.
oh,
It's a
during
great
the
job.
shutdown part. Yeah. So he had like me and everybody else. We had plenty of time on our hands. Um,
Yeah.
I was. I like that. Was this during the shutdown too?
Yes.
Yeah. That's my little secret. It's what I like to do most of all.
I know, right?
Hmm.
What's to complain about? We
I
can stay
adapted. I
inside.
adapted very well during the shutdown. Let's put it that way. Um, where is this piece, Beatrice?
That is the cemetery near St. Joseph's.
Okay.
Um, yeah,
That's an
is that St.
unbelievable
Joseph's
sky.
Church?
Is it? This is an untouched photograph.
It's yes, it's untouched. I think I shot it with a wide angle.
The sky
The
is
clouds were
phenomenal.
in, yeah,
Hmm. You got
yeah. I don't use filters or anything.
it's pretty amazing that you were able to capture that sky. It's phenomenal.
You.
Mm. So, are any? Do you have any work that's commercially available? Here's my shop. Thank you, Beatrice.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, with a Metropolitan and an International lined up in front of it. Very cool.
I
Um,
love those.
are any of your is any of your work commercially available for someone?
Uh, I suppose it is. Yes. I usually just sell photos to people that are in the photos, but yeah, it'll be when I have my show and I will put that on my Instagram. I'll certainly some of my best work will be for sale there
And if somebody
for sure.
wanted a piece that, if they go through your Instagram, would they be able to DM? Is that the term, DM you through Instagram
Yes.
and
Yes.
reach out to you directly
Absolutely.
and say I want to buy this piece?
Yeah, absolutely, for
Mm-hmm.
sure. Yeah.
Uh-oh, you're taking video now too.
Come on, I
It,
love that parade.
is this is the Fireman's Parade
Um,
or July
Actually, it was
4th?
community. It
Oh,
was
Community
community
Day.
day.
Okay, all right.
September.
Was that a couple of years
Yeah.
ago? Because I think they canceled it last year.
It was 2019.
Oh, 2019. Okay. So if I'm in this, I'm a much younger man. See?
Yes.
Yeah.
We were all much younger then. We've aged a lot in the last
Mm-hmm.
2 years.
Yeah, definitely, especially in the last 2 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
And is it the same parade? Oh yeah, it is. I see the fox hunt dogs. The hunt. What do they call those? The hunt dogs, right?
Yeah, the foxhounds. Yep, the
Foxhounds. That's the
hounds.
word I was looking for. Yeah. Well,
Love
it's very
them.
interesting. It seems like you certainly love your community, and you're certainly a very talented photographer. So now
Oh,
this
thank you.
this is one of our dealers that are here in the shop right now called the Painted Peach, and she had her own shop here in Millbrook that she uh, uh, decided to move into our shop, which we're grateful for. But is that what this is, the Painted Peach?
It is, and
Hmm.
she's always had beautiful things.
She has a
I
phenomenal eye. She does, yeah.
yeah,
So you certainly captured the essence of Manhattan, and you certainly captured. Oh, I got to show this one. I mean, I got a vested interest. Here you go.
There you go.
You certainly captured the essence of Manhattan, and you certainly captured the essence of Millbrook. I love
Oh,
these
thank
bird
you.
shots. I don't know how you have the patience to take these bird shots, but they come out. They're outstanding.
I literally, my house came with a family of bluebirds and they've never left. And this was through my bedroom window. That's how incredibly lucky I am. I just look out my window and I see this little guy.
How do you get them to pose like
Well, I
that?
train him. I train him. I feed him very well.
Yeah. So there's another nice old vintage car. Is this in Millbrook too?
Yes, that's at the hardware at Williams Hardware.
Oh, okay. Williams, yeah, Williams Lumber. Yeah, we do have an abundance of these. They come out in the warm weather. These old cars. Always nice to see them going up and down the block. You're a very patient photographer. This is pretty outstanding too, right here.
Oh, can I actually give this a plug?
Hit it.
Um, I I help the monarchs every summer. So if anyone's listening, it's great to plant milkweed because that's the only plant that they lay their eggs on. And yeah, if you want to, help the monarchs, which I think are doing a little better now because more people are doing that. I tend to bring them into an enclosure because my wasps were eating all of them,
Hmm.
but you certainly don't have to do that.
And what was it? Did they feed off of that, or they nest off of it? But do they feed off of it also?
Well, you have to, if you put them in an enclosure, which I keep on my back deck, you do have to feed them milkweed leaves. Uh, but it's a great fun, very educational thing to do with children.
Hmm.
Watching them over 10 days, go through the different stages and then eventually become a butterfly.
Hmm. Or maybe you could do something with the school to, uh, teach that technique.
Yeah, I did it at Community Day. A lot of people were really interested. Carrie was there too.
Hmm. Oh, the Carey Institute. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, just in general, putting together a pollinator garden really works well for me. I love to photograph, all the butterflies, and it's very easy. You just plant the plants, the flowers that they like,
Hmm.
just kind of
Interesting.
runs itself.
What does this say?
Ah, yes, this was Billy the Beaver.
Leave it to Beaver.
I had a beaver living there back in the water for a while.
Wow.
That was cool.
Now this is definitely not Millbrook, is it? No.
No, Cape Cod. I went to Cape Cod.
Oh, Cape Cod. Okay, cool. So do you do this? Does the town ask you to do this, or you just love Millbrook so much you decided to start a photography page for the local stuff?
Oh, I just do it for myself. And,
Hmm.
I picked the name because most of the photos are here.
Hmm.
So, yeah, no, it's just for me.
Hmm.
I enjoy it. It's fun.
It's just unbelievable. I really like the way you use colors. I know it's all basically natural, but you happen to catch the right moment at the right time. It's pretty incredible. I
Well,
think you
thank
bought this
you.
from
I'm always
us.
looking for something. Yeah.
Yeah, so we appreciate you coming here tonight, and I just want to do a little quick recap before you go. I wanted to talk about, well, I shouldn't have closed that yet. I was going to say I wanted to talk about anybody interested in Beatrice's. Well, I was going to recommend people go to the Beatrice's Instagram page. Either one. She has two. One is called just Beatrice Moritz, Moritz,
Yeah.
at Instagram, and the other one is Millbrook NY at Instagram. And she's on a couple of other art sites as well. So if you just Google her name, Beatrice Moritz, you'll see quite a lot of her work. And if you do follow her on either one of these two Instagram pages. Obviously, you can DM her if there's any particular photo that you're interested in purchasing from her. And also, it'll keep you up to date on that gallery opening that you might have coming up in the near future. Oh, I forgot to share the page. Jesus, I'll be all right.
That's okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. So, oh, you do have them categorized. Okay, cool.
I do. I've got little
Yeah.
folders.
Now, I should have went back. I just want to see. Uh, what are you doing with the Ukraine there? Did I see something with the Ukraine?
Oh, that might be photos taken by other photographers that I thought were important to see.
Okay. During the war or just Ukraine in
Yeah,
general? During the war.
during
Okay.
the war, Instagram has these stories, so I was trying to just share some of the photos because those people are so incredibly brave.
Yeah. Yeah. Um,
Yeah.
let's hope it resolves itself sooner rather than later. Um, so I thank you for your time tonight, and we look forward to following you on Instagram for more of your work, both here in Millbrook and Manhattan, and maybe the White House on occasion. But you're a very gifted photographer, and I wanted to have you on just to talk about how you got into it and how you moved down the road. And I certainly appreciate your time tonight, Beatrice.
Well, thank you. Thank you for the time. And you should also plug your store. I shop at your antique
That's
shop
all
all
right.
the time. It's
The Millbrook
wonderful.
Antique Center. I'm not going to say it out loud. The Millbrook Antique Center.
Oh,
I'm not going to
I
say it
love
out
it.
loud. All right. Well, thank you, Beatrice, so much, and you have yourself a great night. And we look forward to seeing more of your work in the near future.
Thank you, Tom. Have a good one.
You too.